So, that is why in the introduction of chapter 21, we were given na si Abimelech went to Abraham. No? Kaya nga naman, lahi naman ang gipuyan ni Abraham. Nana siya sa ginatawag nato na Beersheba. And Beersheba is alongside with Gerar. Pero layo-layo pa siya. Kaya ang Gerar is part of the Palestine land, which is dili na maoy lugar nga gisaad sa Ginoo para kay Abraham. Pero ang Beersheba is part of the last, ginatawag nato nga last boundary sa lugar na gisaad sa Ginoo kay Abraham. And so that is why it is rightful na naa si Abraham sa Beersheba, nagkalik siya sa Beersheba. Kaya ang Beersheba is part of the Canaan land during this time. And so what happened kay Abraham? Okay, so muna yung mapa din. So makita nato nga napay sa baba ta. Later na ng Moriah. Dito nga side. Ayan, makita nato nga distance from Gerar and Beersheba. And so sa introduction sa chapter 21 verse 27, we are given ay account na si Abimelech ni adto kay Abraham at Beersheba. Kaya during this time naa si Abraham sa Beersheba nagsettle. Which is tama lang tungod kay it is the last boundary of the land na promise sa Ginoo. Kaya dili God's will na si Abraham dito sa Gerar na sign. So what happened here is that si Abimelech carefully observing sa life ni Abraham. Kunya nindot kaayo nga he came to a conclusion that he is actually a man of God. No? Pero si Abimelech na ay ginatawag nato nga gamay nga duda or doubt mahitungod kay Abraham. Kaya nga naman, when he came to Abraham in verse 23 of chapter 21, ningon siya kay Abraham nga, swear to me, and this time, do not deceive me. Muna iyan. Kaya nga naman, giilad mo siya ni Abraham. Ano nga panahon? So, kabalo siya na he's a man of God, pero kabalo sa diyan na nai-weak niya si Abraham. And so that is why he asked Abraham na iyaha, dili siya i-deceive. Kaya nga naman itabo man tungod kay si Abimelech, aduna siya na, I don't know kung nahadlok siya, certain fear may tungod kay Abraham. It is because si Abraham, kabalo siya na aside from the presence of God was with him, nakita niya kung yun sa paghatag sa Ginoo, favor kaniya. So he was actually nag-progress yun ang life ni Abraham during this time. And so being a king sa usa ka lugar which is sa Gerar, which is close to Beersheba, maybe adunay fear si Abimelech nga baka magkaroon later on, kung mudato na kayo si Abraham, magkaroon sila of conflict. Yun na. So, sa may punto de vista diya, this account gives us the true, gitawag nato na status ni Abraham. So, nga nung niduol si Abimelech, tungod kay nag-progress yun si Abraham. And so, he was in Beersheba, it is because he is living a life na kanabang abundance na dyan, for many years, meaning a time. And so, nidato na siya, nakasettle na siya niini, though dili permanent ang iyang balay, pero nakasettle siya tungod kay na ay daghan nga mga tubig na supply niining gayuna. And so that is why Abraham make a agreement kay Abimelech nga ihatag sa iyaha balik ang well or water supply na iyahang na found out diri sa Beersheba. Niya mo na hinungdan nga nipuyo sa diha. So, ngano ako man ang gisaysay tungod kay it gives us the context nga si Abraham before he was actually tested by God. He is in his comfort zone. He is in a land nga fertile. He is in the land nga he is comfortable niya. He felt secure kay na siya agreement between the king. He is protected. And so therefore, Abraham this time is living a life na murag wala na ko isipon. Okay, dire na ko mamatay. Murag okay na ko, comfortable na ko. But then chapter 22 happens. Nakuha niyo yung connection? And so that is why ang laing version, dili kay ko ganahan sa version sa NIV o sa version nga itong gibasa sa beginning part, tungod kay gitaga, ang translation nga itong gibasa gana is sometime later in verse 22 verse 1 na murabag naghatag o kanabang giseparate ang days ng inana. Pero ang ESV version, ingon siya nga, after these things, pagbasahon ninyo ang NIV version, ASB version, ingon siya, after these things, that will give you a hint nga, kung sa man tabo after these things, Abraham became really rich, he enjoyed a family life, he enjoyed his settlement sa Beersheba, na siya enough supply, he is in a life nga pwede na gyud niyang ingon nga sa wakas na sinati na gyud nako ang rest from the Lord. Ayun ana. So mo na nahitabo saya sa Beersheba. But after these things happen, when all the comfort, with all the blessing, with all the favor with gikan sa Ginoo and the resources nga iyang experience around him, comes God's testing to him. And so verse 1, ingon diya, sometime later, God tested Abraham. Pero sa ESV, ingon dito, after these things, God tested Abraham. Nanong gisulayan sa Ginoo si Abraham. So by the way, ang gigamit ng word diri sa writer sa Genesis is testing, not tempt, no? So temptation is different from testing. So gitest siya in order to come out the good of him. Pero kung itempt ka aron mugawas ang pinakadautan may tungod nimo, whether you are weak, you are vulnerable, ana mo nay kuan sa temptation. Pero si God iyang gitest si Abraham in order to come out with the good about Abraham. Yeah, at the same time, iyon ang Biblia, dili nagatintal ang Ginoo. No? Iyon ang Book of James, dili nagatintal ang Ginoo kay dili siya nagatuklod sa tao aron makasala. No? And so therefore, it is appropriate na testing. And so, God tested him tungod kay God wanted to find out kung si Abraham bagyod after the things na iyang na-experience in his comfort, in his land, and after the promises na gihatag sa Ginoo, God wanted to find out if he would really obey and put his trust before the Lord that he followed all along. And so basahon nato in verse 22, verse 1, sometime later God tested Abraham's faith. So gusto sa Ginoo makita kung kining tawhana bagyod nga iyang gipili, niabot na bagyod sa full maturity of obedience. And we know nga kung atong balikan ang life ni Abraham, ang iyang life is a cycle of weakness, no? Gitawag siya sa Ginoo, nasunod siya, but afterwards he disobeyed. Unya sa tunga-tunga pagyud sa iyang kinabuhi, nakasala pagyud siya, he committed adultery tungod kay naminaw siya sa asawa. And so, naay cycle of weakness man ginapakita ang kinabuhi ni Abraham. But nonetheless, God wanted to find out kung kini bang tawhana have come fully to the point of trusting the God in which he obeyed. And so God called him and he replied, yes, he replied, here I am. Kana nga statement is a statement of a servant, no? Pumingon ka, here I am, di ba? Sa gitawag sa Ginoo si Samuel, ang iyong ni Samuel, here I am. Okay. Si Isaiah, gitawag siya sa Ginoo, ang tubag, here I am. It is a statement that posturing oneself, that being a servant of the Lord Almighty. And so, mo na gigamit ni Abraham na position. And so, it is appropriate nga ningon siya sa Ginoo that here I am. Unsa may implication niya na? Ang pasabot gyud sa here I am is that nga I am at your service and I am at your disposal. No? Mo na implication niya. And so, sa start pa lang si Abraham, iyahan ang consider ang iyang kaugalingon nga servant from the Lord of God. And then verse 2, makita nato di sa verse 2 nga adunay tulo ka aspect nga gustong sulayan sa Ginoo si Abraham. Dili lang iyang faith, but actually three: faith, hope, and love. And it is interesting nga kanang tulo ka butang mao nay gi-expound ni Apostle Paul that these things are the three most important aspect nga kinahanglang ma-learn nato, especially when we want to obey the Lord. Kaya nga naman, according to Apostle Paul, faith, hope, and love is the one that will remain and will last. And so that is why, in essence, kinahanglan matun-an na siya. And that is exactly what God is testing to Abraham. When He said, okay, verse 2, basahan na to. When He said, take your son, your only son, yes, Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah, go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering to the place which I showed you. Burnt offering. So, sa ginoo sa Ginoo diri. Ang ginoo sa Ginoo diri, he wanted to test God, he wanted to test Abraham if he has faith in the Lord. And so that is why ang first sa Ginoo is that sacrifice your son to me. Meaning to say, God wanted to learn Abraham that if he can fully trust the Lord. So kung nakay faith sa usa ka higher being, you would always do and obey everything na iyahang pangayon o iyahang isulti. And so that is why God tested him in his faith in a sense. But when God said, take your son, your only son, ano sa'yo pasabot sa Ginoo diya? God is testing his hope. Kaya nga naman, Abraham was desperate, di ba? All his life, ang iyahang worry sa iyang kinabuhi nga tigulan na siya, wa pasay anak, mamatay na lang siya, wa na mo padayon sa iyahang kaliwa. Di ba mo na problema ni Abraham? Niya mo na iyahang worry kaayo na niya gitubag siya sa Ginoo diya, no, I will give you descendants. And numerous descendants ang akong ihatag din. But this time, God wanted to test him by saying, give me your son, your only hope in the continuation of your descendants. Munang isa ra gyud ang gihatag sa Ginoo kay Abraham nga anak. Kaya nga naman, God wanted to see if his hope is upon God or upon his son. This time, makita nato sa storya nga wala na si Ishmael, no? And so therefore, very focused na si Abraham kay Isaac. And so therefore, he beginning to perceive sa iyang unahuna nga buhaton ni Gid sa Ginoo ang iyang promise. Nana, dako na akong anak, ihatag na niya. So, nanan lay pila ka mga saad na wala gituman sa Ginoo. By the way, according to the book of Genesis, there are approximately 14 promises na gihatag sa Ginoo kay Abraham. And most of them are actually fulfilled, no? Sa life ni Abraham. And so when God said, take your son, your only son, God is actually testing his hope. Where did his hope rely upon? Kung kwaon sa Ginoo yung naginusarang anak, kung saan karon ang saad sa Ginoo? Nakuha na yung mind ni Abraham. So kung iyang kwaon ni, isa na may magpadayon. Niniingon man siya, nga iya kung daghang mga anak. Daghang kaliwa. So you see, God is establishing his basis of hope. And then God said, whom you love. God wanted to know if his son, his only son, is ultimately the love of life of Abraham rather than God. God wanted to know if Abraham really loved him enough. God wanted to know if he has faith in him, he has hope in him, and above all, he has fully loved the Lord who chose him and have called him. Ingana kabugat ang giingon sa Ginoo diha. That is why in this particular chapter or passage, we will look into areas, 3 areas. Number 1, we will look into the areas of God and Abraham. And I think one of the area diri sa passage na wala kaayo makita, wala kaayo nato mabantayan sa story is the position of Isaac. Okay? Is that surprising to you? Kadili kayo highlight sa Isaac diri sa story. But actually, adunay ginatawag nato na nindot nga insight in this passage. And so bago ko magpadayon, mga akong pangutana, since na-mention at siya sa looking into this passage, honestly tell me, how old is Isaac when God instructed Abraham to offer him this time? Kung sa inyong age, kung sa inyong nahuna sa age ni Isaac, pilay edad ni Isaac, sa diyang niingon ang Ginoo, ihalad ang imong anak. Nago. Pila? 13. I heard 13. Okay, 13. Kinsa pa? Sige, we are a free church. Okay lang, mutingog mo. Dili kinahanglan mo hilo mo all throughout sa akong preaching. Okay? 13. Kinsa pa? 8 years old. Okay. Kinsa pa? 20. Okay. Kinsa pa? Ha? Kinsa daw? 25. 25. Okay? Majority, wala mo guess, wala mo iguan. We have all the numbers. Pwede mo mamili. Wala agad? Okay. 10. Okay. So I think daghan ang mga somewhere in the teenagers, no? Murag daghan, tama ba? Mga teenagers. Kana ba po doon yung ginona? Na si Isaac kaning panahon nasa mga teenage years. Yun na? Mga okay. Napa sa mga teenage si Isaac. Okay. Ayaw mo kabalaka kay the first time nga I've read the passage, inuna na po ng akong mind. I was thinking si Isaac sa teenage time niya. But all the more, sa hantang nag-study ko, nirealize na ako nga, hindi man din sa teenager. So should I tell you, pila edad ni Isaac kaningang time? Si Isaac was actually at the age ranging around 25 to 33 years old. Tigulang na. Nasyak mo nga, tigulang na yun actually si Isaac. When the Lord commanded him to offer his son, tigulang na sa Isaac. Dili siya bata ni inyong panahon ni. Okay? How do we know? Okay? Ang Bible naghatag lang og mga clue. Kung basahon nimo ang chapter 23, Sarah died at the age of 127. Ako ba nagaingon 135, no? Kung basahon nimo ang chapter 23. Niya pila may edad ni Sarah sa iyang ipanganak si Isaac. He is around 91 or 92 somewhere. Si Abraham is around 100, no? Kasi kung imong compute na ang biya nila Abraham ug ni Sarah na somewhere sa mga less than 10 years ang ilang gap. Ang isa ilang marriage. Karon namatay si Sarah at the age of 100 butang nato nadiri kay 27, no? 127 diri sa ato ang passage nga gibasa. And so i-minus nimo na imong i-total na siya ang gap niya na you would come up with a digit nga somewhere around 30 or 30 plus ang iyang edad. Niya, another evidence nga pwede or clue nga pwede natong gamiton is that dili kayanon ni Isaac na magdala og sugnod. Di ba sa story, siya ang nagdala sa sugnod. Dili kayanon ni Isaac at the age of 12, kayanon niya magdala og sugnod nga igo makasunog og tao. Kasi kabalo gud si Abraham ang nag-prepare sa sugnod, di ba? Early the next morning, siya ang nag-prepare niya anak. Niya iyang gihatag sa iyang anak. So kung sabot, sa mind ni Abraham, kinahanglan dagan-dagang yung kahoy iyang kuano, gikabalo siya ng iyang anak, iyang sunugod. Pero wa na niya gingon sa iyang bata. Niya iyang gihatag na sa iyang anak. Dili kayanon at the age of 12 nakargahon niya ang sugnod. Knowing niya subida. Si Abraham perting tigwanga na ani mga panahon na ni 100 plus, almost 100 150 na siguro siya na ani nga time nga or di ta kabalo unsay not 150 but maybe mga around 140 somewhere dili pa din basta mga 120 siguro si Abraham na ini mga panahon na niya mo na yung mga range niya. So tigulang na kayo pero si Isaac was strong niya. So, sa may implication niya na, kung imong tan-aw, Isaac has the strength to stop his father from killing him. No? Pwede yun. Pero siya netabo sa story. Wala nagisulat ang detalye. Wa ko kabalo kung giistorya ni Abraham ang iyang anak. Pero ang giingon lang sa tuwa, Abraham allowed himself to be bound by his father and to be laid down at the wood, at the burnt offering, at the altar. And then he just, iya lang gitanaw iyang amahan, nabuslakon yun siya. Muna siya, aspeto niya. So atong tanaw later on. But see, tanaw sa nato God aspect. Makita nato diri nga gihimo ni sa Ginoo tungod kay giingon sa Ginoo nga iyang gipili si Abraham. And nakabalot nga all throughout sa creation, God's design for man is to reflect His image into His people, into His creation. And so therefore, God is anticipating and expecting that to those who have found Him and have obeyed Him, nga makita gyud ang image diha sa tao, image sa Ginoo diha sa tao. And so that is why God is so eager to see Abraham reflecting upon the image of his Creator. And so that is why God has to test him. God has to purify him. Kinalan dalaon gyud sa punto nga makita gyud. So sa may gina-expect sa Ginoo nga image of us. He wanted to see a people who fully trust Him. Nindot kay gaganina na itong ikanta, by His Word, we take God in His Word. E mo na isa ka rason nga gusto makita sa Ginoo sa tao nga musunod ka sa iyang ginaingon. Tungod kay atong gi-recognize that He is above, He is sovereign, He is beyond our ginatawag nato understanding. And so therefore, anything na iyang ingon is always right, true, and perfect. And it requires trust and faith to take whatever God said to men. Nakuha ninyo? So God is longing to see a person or a people that will trust Him fully. Niya dili lang na, God is desiring nga makita po sa tao nga ang iyang hope is abundant upon Christ, abundant upon the presence of God. Nga dili sa mga butang nga naa sa iyang palibot. And so in short, God is longing for a people, a person who would fully reflect the image ng ibutang sa Ginoo in that sense. So mo na hinungdan dyan. Niya makita sa nato diri nga doon similarity between Abraham and God, no? He is both a father. Niya dili lang na he has both one son, the only son. Sila niya dili lang pud na is that both is that they are willing to sacrifice their only son. That's similarity na ato makita between God and Abraham. God willfully sacrificed His only son. And Abraham during this time willfully gave up his son because God asked for him. And so, that's about God na ato makita. So God in this passage is excited to see whether He is seeing an image of Him in the image of man. And so Abraham was His chosen one. And so that is why gusto niyang makita. And to do that is to test Abraham to the point na kinahanglan gyud masukod gyud ang iyahang pagsunod niya. And so let's talk about Abraham. Makita nato diri nga beginning verse 3 that his faith is immediate, no? Diyo kay si Abraham. Istorya sa Ginoo ng gabi niya. Pagkabuntag sayo kay siya ni mata. It is as if, mura siya excited ba nga ihalad ang yan anak? Di ba ikaw kung nakay nga nana, murag challenging kayong decision na kinahanglan ng mga halos di ka makatulog niya. You would think it all night. Nga pagkabuntag, murag di ka ganahan, mulihok, murag luya, maluya ka. Kay bugat kayo ang imong desisyon na. Pero makita nato dito si Abraham, early in the morning, he prepared everything. And so, his faith is immediate. Niya dili lang na, his faith is unquestioned. Kasi pasabot na ko niya na. We have given an account in verse 20. Not verse 20, but in verse 19. Nung giunsa ni Abraham pag-ariglo, pag-negotiate sa Ginoo, di ba? Nakita nato when God wanted to judge Gomorrah, kung sa gihimo ni Abraham, Sodom and Gomorrah, nakig-negotiate siya sa Ginoo. Iyahang gikuha gyud ang kasing-kasing sa Ginoo nga to the point iyahang gyud ma-convince sa Ginoo nga unta dili niya dayunon. Pero makita nato dire when God asked His Son, He never questioned the Lord. He did not ask, Lord, why? Why now? And why Him? He did not ask the Lord, di ba nagsaad ka? Di ba ana ta sa Ginoo, ibalik niyo mo promises, o kayo ni mong Bible ba na kay problema sa inyo, o kayo ni mong Bible. Lord, tanawa na kung imong gingon sa imong pulong, klaro kayo ni mo yun. Nani may noon ang nahitabo na mo? It is as if gusto na ito ipamukha sa Ginoo ang iyang ginayon. And Abraham could do that. Lord, you have promised me a descendant, a son. What will happen if you will take him? Pero makita natin, he never questioned God. He did not bother to ask and negotiate before the Lord. He just put his faith upon the God who called him. And then, thirdly, makita natin, his faith is practical. Ingon sa Ginoo, i-offer imong anak. So, iyar mong iandam ang mga kinahanglan nun. Wa sa mingon sa Ginoo, Lord, kung saan may pasabot ni mga anak? Tinuod yun na, Lord? Or kanang, sure yun ka, Lord, na mag-andam yun ko o buwan? Di ba, usahin natin yung anak ako. So man, Lord, sure yun ka, ako na yun yung buhato? Or napakailaing plano? So, when God said, prepare tungod kay I want him as a burnt offering. So sa may kinahanglan sa burnt offering. So practically, katong mga gikinahanglan yun. So wala siya nangita paglain nga mga sambingay sa Ginoo nga basig dili ni tinuod o dili ni sigurado. His faith is practical. Then lastly and finally, makita nato diri si Abraham that he fully obeyed the Lord. Like this. Kaya naman, on verse 4, tulo pa kaadlaw bago niabot sila sa lugar na kung asa sila. Grabing aguni niya, no? Baktas pa ka, balikan na itong mapa. Si Abraham, kung balikan na itong mapa, ang map is approximately 75 kilometers to Moriah. From Beersheba to Moriah. Unsa man nagkalayo na? Murag nabunturan, no? Murag nabunturan. Sobra pa siya pila ng kinabunturan. Mga Montevista siguro, no? Mga ingana siguro, huwag mong kayo. Ingana kalayo ang ibaktas ni Abraham. So, what I'm trying to say here, siya may ito makita diri. Abraham, on the first day, he could have give up and went back. Kapon. Niya usap pa, but pasabot, napay chance si Abraham as they travel to create doubt in his mind. But he reached the place on the third day without a second thought or without doubt in his mind. Diyan natin makita that his faith is sustained. No? Dili lang ang iyang faith karon, okay? Niya, ugma, murag, alanganin na sa diya. Pagkasunod adlaw, nagduduha na gid siya. Pagkatulog na adlaw, ni uli na gid siya. Kaya di na gid siya ganahan mo sunod. Pero makita nato that his faith was really sustained. At the point of 3 days, he reached the place and he decided to fully obey the Lord. 75 kilometers in ulap ko. Daghan kay opportunity, daghan kay mahitabo niya. Pwede kang musimang, pwede kang musimang, tadugdubi. Kinailaing plano ang Ginoo. Niya labi nakita unsa may mahitabo nato kung labi nagkabalo ka sa plano sa Ginoo. Niya kabalo ka sa plano sa Ginoo, mura di gyud pabor nako ni. Alikay-likayan gyud nimo, di ba? Kung mahimo lang, di nimo tagaag chance nga mahitabo na. Mabitaw nga atong example na ini si Jonah, di ba? Si Jonah. Naigipahimo siya ang Ginoo. Pero di man siya ganahan. Matakasan niya. Pero makita nato si Abraham. His faith was sustained until the day that God ordained him. Sumala ito makita niya. And so what happened in this passage? Okay. Verse 5. He said to his servants, "Stay here with the boy and the donkey, while I and the boy go over there. We will worship." And this is interesting. "And then we will come back to you." Paano naibawa ni Abraham na duha sila mubalik? Nagkabalo man siya na iyang anak ang iyang i-offer. Pero ang iyang statement, mubalik sila. Niya, muna-una, kabalo mo tang, atikon po si Abraham. No? Nangatik ka siya ng panahon na. So, diyan ingon siya, balik mi. I don't know kung maunay nasa mind ni Abraham, kung iya lang gitry o gatik ang iyang kon, or gitry lang niya convince ang iyang self na dili na dayunon sa Ginoo, ayun na. Pero we know from other passages in the scripture, like palalitan in the book of Hebrews and the book of James, that Abraham believed God that God is able to raise his son. But kasabot si Abraham na maunig pangayo sa Ginoo, napatyon gyud ang iyang anak. Pero nagtuusad siya nga gumani ni pwedeng buhion sa Ginoo ang iyang anak. And so that is why he said, probably I can take him back. And ask me. And so verse 6, Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac. And he himself carried the fire and the knife as the two of them went on together. Isaac spoke up, naging kapugong iyang bata, and said to his father, "Father." "Yes, my son," Abraham replied. "The fire and the wood are here," Isaac said, "but where is the lamb?" So kabalo si Isaac, no? Murag na ikulang ba? Murag na ikulang. Sabi niya, huwag kayo nalintan. Okay. "But where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Niya, makita nato din, murag nangatik na sa si Abraham, no? I don't know, nangatik na siya, yan di-try, di ba? Deceiver mo siya. Di ba? Kasabot na deceiver siya. Niya, ingon siya, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. No? So murag, kung iyong tanawan ng statement, it is as if murag iyang murag indirectly, no? Indirectly. Sama sa iyang ginahimo siya kasawa ba? Nga indirectly, iyang ginaingon nga iyang sister, pero indirectly, iyang yung asawa. Yeah. So we do not know kung mao na intention ni Abraham dia, was just trying to comfort his son or trying to comfort himself may tungod sa realidad nga maybe dili ni. But then again, some other passages in the scripture affirm that this is not deception from Abraham. It is a true faith expressed during this time. Very valid ang pangutana sa iyang anak. And yet, Abraham gave him also a valid statement of faith. That he said, nindot kaya gingon, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. And so they move on until verse 9. They reach the place that God had told him about. And Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son. And that is why, let's talk about Isaac. He bound his son, Isaac, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. Nga naman si Isaac, nagpatali ragid siya, knowing that he is an adult during this time. Nya, makita nato din nga, walay dialogue between Abraham and Isaac aside sa namutana. I don't know kung ang gitubag ni Abraham after namutana ang iyang anak nga, actually ikaw nga akong i-offer diri. If you were Isaac during this time, what would you do? Nga, tulog adlaw mo naglakaw-lakaw, what gig istorya imong papa nimo? Nga, pag abot diri sa lugar, masyap talaga, ikaw, ako di ay. Grabe, ganina ako gunahuna, bag-asa tayo, bubuhag ka nilo, pero wala ka na yun ako di ay. Imagine. Pero makita nato diri by the passage nga atong giread, Isaac allowed himself to be bound by his old father and allowed himself to be laid on the altar. So ito makita diri, Isaac submitted also to his father. He could have argued, he could have reasoned out, he could have stopped him. Kaya niya yung mahal, kahit gulang na ko, luya na ko. But he did not. So makita natin diri, Isaac understood about his father. He knew that his father honoring God, following God, putting his trust and his hope and his love upon the Lord. And so that is why he as a son, he must submit as well to his father. And mo ni ang laing aspeto nga kapariha sa Ginoo kay Abraham. They both have a submissive and obedient son, even to the point of death. So wala kayo nato makita ni. So makita nato diri nga si Isaac adunay replika, no? So that is why the passage of Genesis adunay deeper theological doctrinal context di ginatudlo nato. This is not just symbol, model about what Christ has done in the New Testament. It is more than that. It is actually give us a picture of what is to come. Nya makita nato diri nga una nga makita nato diri that God really requires a human sacrifice. Only this time, in this passage, wala niya gidayon si Isaac. Ang tubag, nga wala man niya gidayon. And I think, Isaac is not worthy as a sacrifice. Kay God only accept a sacrifice that is honorable to Him. Niya ikaduha, dili si Abraham ang mag-provide og sacrifice. Kinahanglan siya gyud. That is why in this passage makita nato it was God who brought ram. Again, ang giingon diya ram, dili sheep, dili lamb, no? But ram. Nga naman, that's the third clue na makita nato nga si Isaac is adult this time. Because by comparison to ram is a full-grown adult sheep. Male sheep, no? Male sheep, dili na babae. Male sheep. A full-grown adult. Niya mo na gipangayo sa Ginoo. And that is why Isaac is a full-grown man when he was about to be sacrificed by Abraham. Yeah. So makita nato rin, God demands a human sacrifice. Paano man na nato matubag ng pangutana? Because He did that 2,000 years ago. He did that 2,000 years after. Nahitabo kinabuhi ni Abraham. He demand a human sacrifice. Niya makita sa nato diri that God demand a perfect sacrifice. And so naay both nga now si Isaac during this time. He reflects the image of Christ because he was a submissive son. He is the only son, loved by his father, and at the same time, he is offered to be sacrificed. Yeah, he submitted to his father. Nya di ba para sama sad na sa gihimo ni Christ? This is the only Son, begotten Son from the Lord, and He willingly offered Himself according to the will of God to be sacrificed, to be killed on the cross. Nya makita sa natong similarity diri kay Christ, si Isaac siya nagbitbit sa kahoy nga isugnod. Pero siya ang sumugon niya itong kahoy. Nya similarity kay Christ, He was carrying the cross wherein He will die in that tree. Pero the big difference between this passage in Christ is that Isaac did not die here. But Jesus died. Why? Because Jesus is the only human sacrifice that God can accept in order to erase anything. Isaac is not worthy. Kaya nga naman, tungod kay, when he demanded Isaac, it is for a reason of testing his father. Nga ikaduhang rason nga anong wala gidayon sa Ginoo aside from Isaac is not worthy, kita nato diri that God accomplished His purpose to Abraham. Because during this time, Abraham is determined to stab his son to death in order to be an offering to the Lord. Paano natin na makita? No? Ingon diyan. When he reached, okay, verse 11, but the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Kaduhag yun, gitawag yung pangalan, di ba? Anak ka, basta kang mataranta ka, di ba? Kanang urgency, di ba? Kung naay, ba, katong linog, kung sa inyong gihimo katong linog, Lord, 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 di ba? Dagdagan na yung gisampit ang Ginoo, Lord, Lord, tama na, Lord, ano? Kaya naman, nice sense of urgency. Yet this time, the angel of the Lord said, called out his name, Abraham, Abraham. Why? It gives us an implication that Abraham is determined. Wala'y second thought, wala na niya gitutukan ang iyang anak para magulhuna pa siya nga, luya sa kumbata, nag-imo-imo pa siya na yung time, no? Nagbilong kita, di ba? Makakita, di na ito gusto makita ang atong mga magulhuna ka, mamatay na siya ka. Yung murabag na instance din yung murag sa salida, di na mo kaya, di na mo kaya, wala nga na. Abraham is dead na. That is why there is a sense of urgency. The angel of the Lord immediate. Is it true? Ingana in faith. God asked for him, then I must give him. But God said, no. Do not lay a hand on the boy. So mo yung confusing dito sa atong part. Yung nagtuot ang boy good siya sa kaya nga naman sa Hebrew ang lad or boy is used in the same terms. Used sa adult o used sa ginatawag nato mga teenagers. Pero ang nilahagi ditong bata ang na Hebrew word ginatawag nila og child yun. No? So di na ako ingon ng Hebrew word kaya di ako mo karelate. Child yun ang ilang gamit kung bata pa. Pero kung dako na gani, boy. Nya bisan og adult na boy gyapon. Di ba kita natay may nga term nga doom, di ba? Doom, tawagon nato siya doom. Pero kaida dragod mo doom or simiana sa mga tabula. So that is why confusing kining boy diri. Pero makita nato diri unsa ang urges is do not do anything to him. Nya nindot kay nigingon sa verse 12. Now I know that you fear God. I like that statement. It is God who evaluated him. On the basis of his action, on the basis of his obedience, God himself said, now I know. Makita yun. Iyag yung gihimo. Nisunod yun siya nato. Mutuman yun siya nato. O andam yun siya buhato ng tanan. Alang ka nato. Mga bugat kaya nigingon sa Ginoo diri. Kung atong pamalandungan, atong pamalandungan. Ako ka. Kita ka. Will God be able to say to us, now I know that you fear me. Or may nga Ginoo, ay na ta. Sunod-sunod lang karon pero niya, taon-taon. Himo sa kagabuan. Ay na-try na ko ilara. Ilakila ka karon during worship, tawa lang nila. Ano nasan ka? Laing kayo ba? Pero this is our model. Abraham is our model. Ba't sa makita natin rin, pwede yun. Pwede yung mahitabo sa tao na. Dili ka pwede maingon nga, laki yun si Abraham. Kaya nga pinili ko siya. No. God allowed him to exercise his knowledge, his intellect, his willpower to decide. Wala siya gi-control sa Ginoo during this time. God allowed him to really think through and really decide whether to disobey or obey God. And this is good because what we want to hear after all is that God's evaluation upon us. I hope and I pray that when we come before the Lord, God is able to say, now I know that you have faith in me. Now I know that you are willing to obey me. Now I know that you are willing to give everything to me because I am your God. Hindot kayo ba? Sa Ginoo dia. Now I know that you fear God because you have not withheld your Son, your only Son. You put your hope upon God even though your hope is upon the promise of God. Gisaad na kuno sa Ginoo yang naa ang saad sa Ginoo. Pero bisan na andam niyang ibalik sa Ginoo. If you have given Him as your promise and you ask Him, then I am willing to return to Him. I am willing to return Him to you. Yun na ang faith ni Abraham during this time. Abraham looked up, and there in the thicket he saw a ram, not a lamb, caught by the horns. He went over and took the ram as a sacrifice, as a burnt offering, instead of his son. So Abraham called the place, the Lord will provide. And to this day it is said, on the mountain of the Lord, He will provide. And then look at this in verse 15. The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven the second time and said, I swear by myself, declares the Lord. And that is good. Kaya nga naman, tungkol kay bugat na siya, di ba kung manumpa ka, kinahanglan ang iyong pagpanumpa, ibasig yun nimo sa naay gahom. Okay? Pero, asa man manumpa ang Ginoo? Kay siya man ang pinakalabaw. Wala na may laing labaw pa niya. And so that is why God said, I swear by myself. Di ba kita may ta, I swear by God. Pero siya, ang Ginoo ngayon, I swear by God that I am God. Or in some other terms, ang pasabot nini, when you swear by God, you are actually saying na, God will punish me kung dili na ko mahimo nga ako ang giingon. Pero kisa may punish sa Ginoo kung dili niya mahimo ang iyang giingon. Wala na may lambaw pa niya. And so that is why this is a sweet words from the Lord. Giingon siya, I swear by myself, being the God and who is above all, I am giving you a promise, a full guarantee that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sun of the seashores. Your descendant will take possession of the gates of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed. Faith is not something you hold upon your mind and believe. Faith is something you do in order to show that you obey the Lord. That is why it requires immediate action, immediate response before God. Dili nang imong pang balansi-balansinon ba nga? tinuod ka naging sa Ginoo yun. Mahitabo di ka naging sa Ginoo. That's not faith. Kay Abraham is immediate, unquestioned, niya practical, himo siya mga steps in order to obey, to fulfill what God said. And then lastly, finally, it was sustained faith for the Lord. Because you have obeyed the Lord. In the book of Hebrews and in the book of James, it says, during this time, Abraham's faith was complete. Hinduta. Yan kay kung atong pamalandungan nga si Abraham kisa man siya. Pareha ra man siya nato. Makasala, mag-deceive, matik, hinilag, pareha yun nato. But the greatest difference is that he fully obeyed God, even to the point at the expense of his beloved ones. Because he is convinced that the God who called him is the sovereign Lord. And so as a way of response, atong aminahon niya, atong awiton kining awit niya, atong pamalandungan diri as a reflection sa ato ang gibasa ng passage.
One or love.